Welcome to this video. Today we need to talk about GoPro. GoPro is going to release the new Mission 1 series cameras at the end of the month on May 27th. And the question is whether this could bring new life into the company. So in this video we're going to do a deep dive analysis in the fundamentals, the technicals, and we're going to find out whether the new Mission 1 series cameras could change everything for the company. So buckle up and let's dive right in. Here we can read the latest news. Mission 1 series cameras earned 3 top industry awards at NAB Show 2026. And we can see that these two cameras got rewards. This is the Mission 1 Pro and this is the Mission 1 iOS with the interchangeable lenses. And this shows that there is a lot of bullish sentiment, or at least positive sentiment around this camera, which is very exciting. So what exactly makes the Mission 1 series different from other compact like action cameras? Well, here we can see that these new cameras have the 1-inch sensor, which is very a big sensor for a action camera. You can now shoot in 8K open gate, which means that you capture with the whole sensor and you can crop later like all the aspect ratios that you would like. And that makes this camera very interesting. We can see that it looks very cinematic, and we are used to the colors from GoPro, which are generally very good, like when it comes to the color science. So they released like the Mission 1, which is the compact rugged cinematic camera with the 50 megapixel 1-inch sensor and the GP3 processor. And then you have the Mission 1 Pro, which is basically the same but more features like 8K 60 and 4K 2040. And I believe you can also shoot now in full HD at almost 1000 frames per second, which is very interesting. And this is like the most interesting one, is the Mission 1 Pro iOS. With the interchangeable lenses, you can put a micro four thirds on these on this camera, and that's basically the whole lineup. And here is like a little bit of sample footage, and I think that it looks very cinematic. In short, I think that these cameras are very interesting, and a action camera with a 1-inch sensor, I think will do really well. I think they will sell a lot of these cameras because I think the quality looks very promising so far. So I would say that this camera is going to do well, and it could be a very bullish catalyst for the stock as well. But are regular people even interested in action cameras? Because a lot of the market share from action cameras is taken away by phone. Like most people film everything with their phone. Not everyone is jumping out of a plane or climbing Mount Everest, right? If you're just doing normal stuff, your phone is good enough a lot of times, and that's why the market has been declining a little bit. But there's still there's still demand for these cameras apparently, because we can read here the action camera market summary. So the global action camera market size was estimated at 7 billion in 2025 and is projected to reach 18 by 2033, growing at a compounded annual growth rate of 12.1% from 2026 to 2033. So in a compounded annual growth rate of 12% is still pretty decent. So there are still a lot of people who like to buy these action cameras. And for myself, I think it's nice to have a camera if you travel, for example, that is not on your phone, because your phone doesn't get full with all these footage. And even if someone steals your phone, you're basically stranded. And if you lose your camera, it's less of a problem. But I would say that it's still nice to have like an action camera to film things. But yeah, most of the market share is still taken away by the phones. But I would say there's still a lot of demand. So if GoPro can make these people who are interested in these cameras excited again, then this can definitely be a good camera to sell. We can see here that the largest market is in the United States or North America in 2025, but we can see that Asia Pacific is the fastest growing market, so there's also a lot of growth there. So they can sell worldwide, and yeah. So I believe that they can at least become profitable if they have a good product that they can sell, because there's still demand. We're now looking on the charts on TradingView of GoPro, and we can see that in the last few months it has gone really well. If we look here from the bottom to top, it went up 200%, but now it dropped like a little bit. So it's now trading at 140 in the pre-market, and I think that this is a retracement. It's close to the moving averages. So on a technical standpoint, this could be a potential entry point. What's also interesting is that the earnings are going to be released on May 11th, and this could also be something to look out for. But overall, I would say like there's a lot of bullish sentiment because of these new cameras that were announced like a few months ago. But they're going to release at the end of the month, and this could even increase the price more. But is this company also a fundamental strong company, and is it still undervalued? Well, let's find out. We're now here on Guru Focus, and we can see that they gave it a score 63 out of 100, which is pretty medium. It's not like great, but it's also not too bad, I would say. They consider it fairly valued, but we go later to the intrinsic value. But they say it's like fairly valued right now. If we look at the financial strength, it's a 4 out of 10, and the profitability rank is a 2 out of 10. So they're not really profitable. Financial strength is okay, it's okay. So this is definitely a high risk, high reward company. A lot of financial fundamentals that are weak. If we look here, we can see revenue has been going down. The debt levels has been decreasing, but the cash levels have also been decreasing. But it's not too bad because these levels are in par. It's not too much of a difference. But I would say that the net income and revenue are not really that good. And that's why the stock price is so cheap, right? So could these new cameras bring new life into the camera? And if they sell really well, then this stock could recover. So this is like a turnaround company. Some people argue that GoPro is on the brink of bankruptcy and that this company is going to end, right? But in order to know how well they are and how long they can survive, we can look at the cash runway. So what exactly is the cash runway? Well, the cash runway measures the implied amount of time that an early stage startup, or in this case, a company that is burning cash, can continue operating at a loss before depleting its cash on hand. And we are going to use this formula, like the cash runway equals the cash on hand divided by the burn rate. In this calculator, we can find out how many months they have left until they run out of cash and how long they have time to turn around, and whether a bankruptcy risk is close or not. So we are going to use this formula, and for the cash and short-term liquid assets, we can find everything here on TradingView. We can see that if we look at the cash flow, let's go to the balance sheet. We can look at the cash and short-term investments, and we can see that it's the latest is like 49.67 million, and for the other one, we're going to use the cash flow from operations, and we can see that's negative. So it's minus 22.95 million in the last 12 months, which means that they're burning money. So we're putting here the cash flow from operations, and here we're going to do the cash and short-term investments. And we're going to use the reporting period of 12 because we're using the TTM, the last 12 months. And then we can find out how long they have left, right? So we can see that the estimated runway is 26 months, so healthy sustainability. And this is great. So we can see that they have over 2 years left. And if we look here, we can see that the financial position is robust. With over 12 months of runway, the business has significant time to execute long-term strategic pivots, scale operations, or wait for optimal market conditions for future equity or debt offerings. Anyway, they have enough time to save this company and to turn it around. So this is a turnaround company, of course, a high-risk company, but also high reward when they become profitable again. This company is also very volatile. So that's why I only allocate like a small portion of my portfolio to GoPro because of the volatility and risk involved. But of course, we also need to remember there's also upside. I believe that GoPro right now at $1.39 is looking really cheap, especially if we're looking at the price to sales ratio. So the price to sales ratio is essentially the market cap divided by its revenue, and it is only at 0.35. You can see it's here in green, and this shows that the market cap, so the stock is really low compared to all the revenue that they're still generating, and this could even increase after the release of these cameras. If we compare like the price to sales ratio to similar companies, then we can see also that it's potentially undervalued, with a peer average of only 2.56. So I would say that GoPro is really undervalued. But of course, another risk is the economic moat, which we are going to talk about right now. Before we invest into a company, I always like to ensure that the company has a wide economic moat, because that protects it against the competitors. So thus GoPro has a competitive advantage. Well, we can find it in here. We can type in the ticker, we can analyze it, and then we can find out whether it has a strong, wide economic moat or a narrow moat or no moat. Well, according to this analyzer, it has no moat. So it doesn't have a strong wide economic moat. So there is some sort of moat when it comes to the brand power. For example, it is a 5 out of 10. And we can see that GoPro once had strong brand recognition in action cameras, but its luster has faded with increased competition and market saturation. So that's true. So they do have a little bit of brand power, but it's fading away. There's a lot of competitors like DJI and Insta360, for example, and all the in your smartphone. A little bit of switching costs, a little bit of network effect, cost advantages, and intangible assets, but nothing too great. And this makes this company a little bit more risky. But if they can do something good with the new cameras, then they can increase their moat. But this is not like Nvidia or Google. This doesn't have that massive moat, so not too much protection. And we need to understand that this makes the company a little bit more risky, of course. So that's good to know. We can read here that GoPro struggles to establish a durable competitive advantage, facing intense competition and low switching costs for consumers. We can see here the strength pioneered the action camera market. They were like the first to make it big, and a recognizable brand among enthusiasts. Continuous product innovation, though often matched by competitors, that's the problem. And subscription service attempts to build recurring revenue. So they're really focusing on their subscription service. For example, now they say like, oh, you get $100 discount if you were already a subscriber. So they try, but they do have, so these are the strength, but the moat isn't like the strongest. If you look at the weaknesses, intense competition from cheaper alternatives and smartphone cameras. Like we said before, low barriers to entry in action camera market, lack of significant switching cost, and reliance on the niche market with limited growth potential. So like we said before, the compound annual growth rate is like 10% in the market of action cams. But that is definitely enough to become profitable as a company. So this company is a turnaround company, like I said, and the moat isn't the strongest yet, at least. We're now here back on the charts again, and we can see that my average cost price is around 86 cents right now. So it's pretty low. I'm up roughly 63%. So I will just hold my position for many years, and I will think that the risk reward is still positive. I think I'm risking like $1 to make like $10 or $20 because I think, and that's why I only allocate like a small allocation of my portfolio to GoPro. I don't have a massive position in this business, just a small position. It's almost like you just risk $1 to make $20, and that's how I see it, because I know there are some risks involved with this company. But I do think that there is still a massive upside, and I'm bullish that I think the cameras will do well. Of course, always do your own research. This was just for educational purpose only. But if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you want to support this channel, feel free to become a member or check the links in the descriptions down below. With that being said, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.